Good morning and good luck. And welcome back to Good Luck with Gino. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost, and you're tuned into episode 102 of the fastest growing podcast in the world. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you hit that like button, save it to your device, subscribe to the show, and send it to a loved one or an arch nemesis. If you're watching on YouTube, as you should be, and all right, Gengar, you're going to go ahead and tap that like button, smash the fuck out of that subscribe button, and grease up that algorithm by leaving a comment. And you're going to grease up that algorithm with some of that oil in your basement because, well, you're an oil man. Shout out to my oil men out there and oil women and oil they-thems. You know, we're an ally on this show. How do we start this episode? Well, first you'll see we got the first edition Gengar with us today. Yeah, I wanted to really flex on you guys today. It's only a 9. I wish I bought a 10. I got this years ago. We'll get to 10 one day. I did not start my water fast. I said I was going to be honest with you guys. I wanted to hold myself accountable. I didn't do it, but it's because I had a very busy week. Okay, so it was going to be tough for me to do something like that. Maybe this week, probably not, but we'll see. You'll see I'm wearing my Cade Cunningham Slam Magazine t-shirt today. Absolute banger. And I'm wearing it, I'm wearing it to stand by my guys. I'm wearing it to stand by the Pistons because we were cheated. We were cheated. In fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to kick off a brand new segment. A partner of GNN, our sports broadcasting channel, GSPN. Listen to that music. Yeah. Welcome to GSPN. I mean, you like that? How's that for some sports music, huh? Welcome to GSPN. I even got the voice down. Let's talk really quickly. I know not everybody's a sports fan. I don't want to lose you here, but I want to rant. And I'm not even putting on the pitties because I'm not going to dignify what I saw today. The NBA is unwatchable. It's unwatchable because the Pistons should have won this fucking game today in Detroit, Game 4. We're out there playing ethical hoops, trying to bring back real basketball while everybody's fucking flailing around trying to get to the free throw line, flopping. We're out there playing defense, tough nose basketball, and we're in a position to win the game. Tim Hardaway Jr. gets the ball at the 3-point line, gets fouled in the easiest foul call you could ever make in the NBA. The easiest call you could ever make. Josh Hart just assaults him. It's assault. Assaults him. No whistle. The ref is fucking right there. The ref is 12 inches away. No call. If that's Jalen Brunson, they'd have the defender taken into the locker room and executed Taliban style on video. Go ahead and check that official's DraftKings account. Go ahead and check his phone. I bet he had the Knicks on a parlay. Pat Donahue, is that you? Send this motherfucker to El Salvador and send NBA Commissioner Adam Silver with him. He's in on it. It's a grand conspiracy. Because the league thinks that NBA fans want to watch Jalen Brunson flail around like the wacky inflatable flailing tube man and Spike Lee run up and down the court dressed like a 14-year-old in 1993. Ben Stiller, you're an op. Timothée Chalamet, you're an op. It's bullshit, dude. And I'm fucking pissed. And then, guess what? The NBA admits they're wrong. The Pool Report, crew chief David Guthrie said, during live play, it was Judge Josh Hart made a legal defensive play. After post-game review, we observed that Hart makes body contact that is more than marginable, and a foul should have been called. Whoopsie daisy! Oh, we're sorry. Yeah, your season's over. Sorry about that. Just a simple mistake. Just a simple missed call. What's the fucking point? Like walking in on your best friend fucking your wife and being like, sorry about that, dude. Hey, sorry. Yeah, this was kind of fucked up in retrospect, huh? Really sorry about that. Anyway, headed home. Moving on. I don't want to turn this into a fucking me cry about Detroit sports show because I could go on for hours. There's a viral debate going on the internet right now. And somehow there are people, real breathing people on this planet that think that 100 men could defeat one silverback gorilla with their bare hands. 100 men versus one silverback gorilla. No weapons, just their fists. And there are people on Katherine Heigl's internet that think that 100 Joe Schmoes, 100 John Does could defeat a fucking massive silverback gorilla. I don't care what plan you have going in, because that's the thing. It's like humans are intelligent. We could hatch a planet. I don't care what plan you have going in. As soon as that gorilla clubs a man in the face and punches through his face, okay, the whole plan goes out the window. What are you going to do? You're going to punch it? Those bones are 4 times as strong as ours. The skin, tough as fuck. Okay? They can rip a banana tree in half with their bare hands. We can struggle to open pickle jars. I gotta sit, if I open a new thing of fucking ketchup, I'm trying to get the wrapper off. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I gotta get a knife and like poke it to open it. I can't even open a fucking FedEx package without scissors. They just rip trees in half. Okay? He's going to rip apart man number 1 and then beat man number 2, 3, and 4 with his torso. And then he's going to throw man number 1 at man number 5. And then what's man number 6 going to do? He's going to turn around and he's going to run away. Also, this is like 100 random men. When's the last time you saw a regular dude? I think people are envisioning that it's like 100 super athletes, 100 Ashton Halls. These are just regular dudes. Also, 100 isn't that many people. 100 isn't even that much. There's like 100, there's like 100 men in the Ralphs when you go to the grocery store. Maybe more. I don't even think 100 UFC fighters can beat a gorilla. So anyway, that debate, fucking stupid. Happy to put an end to it. That's it. That's the end of the debate. Hey guys, don't worry. I just solved it. The debate's over. Okay. We got a lot to cover. We have a sponsor this week. This episode is sponsored by Metaplex. Thank you, Metaplex. And we got a lot to cover. So I think we're just going to jump right over into GNN because we had a lot happen in the world of politics, and I'm not the right person to convey this message. We have to pass it over to our lead correspondent, Gino over at GNN. Welcome to GNN, your leading source of news, politics, and this week, politics. And now, your host, Gino Boring. Welcome to GNN. I'm your host, Gino Boring, and this is the news. Quick market update. Actually, first, I'm going to have a quick sip of unbranded water because I was yelling a lot during that Knicks Pistons segment. Okay. Quick market update. So let's check in on the tariffs here. This past week, 46% of toy companies in the U.S. say they're expected to go out of business within weeks. 40% of cargo ships leaving China for the United States were empty today. Shoes are expected to go up by approximately 87% in price. Apparel is expected to go up by 65% in price. Tourism to go down tourism is down in the U.S. 20%. And all foreign goods are up at least 10% on USD alone. But guys, we got some good news. This coming out of Apple. Apple plans to shift the assembly of all U.S. sold iPhones to Indiana as soon as next year, as President Trump forced the tech giant to move away from China. So yeah, read it and weep, libtards. iPhones are about to get made in Indiana. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, that says India. Oh, that says India. Apple shifting iPhone manufacturing to India, not Indiana. Oops, let me just, sorry about that. I just read that wrong. So we're not creating any new jobs and iPhones are still going to be 35% more expensive. Let's move on to there's other good stuff happening with the Trump administration this week. The Trump store, the official Trump store, is selling Trump 2028 hats weeks after he said he wasn't joking about a potential third term. Here's what he said, and I quote, "A lot of people want me to do it, but I basically tell them we have a long way to go, you know? It's very early in the administration." So that's super tight. I pointed out, along with many others, how insane this was. And I was met with MAGA telling me, he's trolling. He's doing this because it makes liberals like you infuriated. Way to fall for the rage bait, snowflake. Yeah. Super funny when a sitting U.S. president trolls half the country with crumpling up the Constitution and destroying democracy. But I'm not talking about this because, I'm not falling for the rage bait because I'm not an idiot, right? The thing is, are we sure that he's trolling? Are you sure? Because he keeps bringing it up and he keeps saying he's not ruling it out. And his administration's been teasing it for months and he teased it on the campaign trail. And he's entertained the idea multiple times now in interviews, most recently with Time Magazine this week, where he said, "I'd rather not discuss that now, but as you know, there are some loopholes that have been discussed that are well known, and all I can say is this, I'm being inundated with requests. I'm doing a great job." So, hey MAGA, quick vibe check. Hey MAGA, quick vibe check. So let's say, hypothetically, right? Because we're speaking in hypotheticals, naturally here. If Trump does run for a third term, you guys cool with that? You guys cool with that? Hey, just checking in. You guys cool with that? Just making sure we're cool with sidestepping the Constitution, making sure everybody, I just want to make sure, guys, we're all on the same page here, right? Because we all are America first, right? We all love this constitutional republic that we live in. I just want to make sure we're cool with getting rid of that. Because just a little history lesson for you, Putin strategically maneuvered around term limits in Russia. Xi Jinping abolished term limits in China. This has happened in Belarus and Hungary. We've got, dozens of examples of this happening in history across the world. And they all follow the same playbook. And I just want to make sure we're not putting one person over country, right? Because, you guys know I'm not a liberal, and I may come across as a liberal because of how hard I am on Trump and his dumb fucking administration. But we're all America first here, right? We all want this democracy. We don't want to live in a dictatorship, right? Okay, I'm just checking. I just want to be clear, because anybody in favor of this, him running for a third term, you're a traitor. You're a traitor. I'm not saying that Trump supporters are traitors. If you are in support of him running a third term, and this comes to fruition to be a serious thing, and you're in support of it, you are a traitor to the United States. And I just want that to be clear. Because, when people I get in a lot of arguments in my comment section with people that are pro-Trump. And I like to keep it civil, right? I'm never going to attack you personally, even though I get personally attacked all the time. I want to debate the subject matter. And I'm happy to do that with anybody, unlike Charlie Kirk. But if you're in support of this, I will not be civil in my comment section. In fact, I'm not going to be civil. I might even shoot you a DM, right? I might even cross that. I might come see you with the pitties on, just so I can call you a traitorous Benedict Arnold piece of shit to your face. No violence, of course, because I don't put hands on people anymore. I'm way too handsome. But yeah, I just laying the groundwork for any potential hypothetical future scenarios. Okay, one more thing. Actually, two more things. This is my favorite. The White House is reportedly coming up with strategies to tackle declining birth rate. And the new proposition is that President Trump is considering issuing a $5,000 baby bonus for mothers to increase birth rates. That's right, a $5,000 fetus stimulus package. Tyreek Hill's about to be able to retire from fucking football. The amount of dude, Elon Musk is. The rich get richer, huh? Elon's gonna have $25K passive income soon, a month. What are we doing, huh? What are we doing? Handing out pregnancy PPP loans, penis pussy propaganda loans. We're just gonna $5,000. Wow, what a deal. $5K. Hope that $5,000 covers 18 years of financial responsibility for another human being. Yeah, let's see if you can make that $5K stretch. We should be giving certain people $5,000 to not have children. That's what we should be doing. The government should be dishing out abortion money like NIL deals to stop the worst people from procreating. I feel like every fifth video I see on the internet, I think to myself, God, I really hope that person never has a child. I sure hope the bloodline ends with that one right there. You want to incentivize these people to procreate? You want to give these people money? You want to bribe these people into multiplying more versions of themselves? We need to end that bloodline. We need to kick over the ladder. You know what I mean? This baby credit idea is maybe the worst idea by this administration so far. That's saying a lot, because all this is going to do is incentivize lower income families to have babies that they don't have the means to provide for. But that's what they want. That's what they want. Because capitalism needs people to churn out children and become slaves to the system to survive. That's what they need. Who's going to make all the iPhones in the America iPhone factories? Who's going to screw in all those screws? $5,000 a pop. I mean, folks are about to start creating baby breeding farms. Surrogates are going to have they're going to start outsourcing their services. You're going to have surrogate MLMs, pregnancy pyramid schemes. You have my surrogate's got 10 surrogates under her. She's upper management. She's a mid-management surrogate. Because the more surrogates you have under you, the more you climb your way up the pyramids. If you can have 10 babies before 30, right? That's $5,000 a baby. That's $50,000. If you have 10 babies, right, before 30, $5,000 baby, that's $50,000. If you can put that into a down payment on a Section 8 property, you can rent that out to somebody else who just had a baby that they can't afford to have, and now you've got passive income. You flip that into 10 Section 8 houses. Now you've got Section 80. Now you're Kendrick Lamar. See, I see an opportunity here. I'm going to tap in with my friends over at Metaplex and launch a phygital fetus NFT, right? You mint a baby using their patented NFT technology on Solana, right? And you get a $5,000 rebate in Metaplex tokens sent to your wallet. And then these phygital fetuses are redeemable for a real baby delivered to your porch like a stork, right? This is the future. We're decentralizing babies powered on blockchain by Metaplex with their suite of tools. Each phygital fetus NFT comes with a Trump Bible to really sweeten the deal. Think about that. The fetus stimulus package. Fuck yeah, dude. What would be the amount of money? Okay, here's a fun exercise. What would be the amount of money that you would need to have a baby? How much government money would you need to have a baby? $50,000? The answer for me, since you guys asked me, man, I don't know if there's a number. I mean, I don't think I would have a baby I didn't want to have for any amount of money. Maybe like $5 million. One more thing. Tim Pool is in the White House press room. Let's quickly take a look at this clip from over the week.
We have an individual in our new media seat today. His name is Tim Pool. He's a political commentator and a media entrepreneur with millions of followers, a very big platform. Currently hosts Timcast IRL, a daily news and discussions show, and The Culture War, a weekly podcast exploring cultural and political issues. His programs feature in-depth conversations on topics such as free speech, censorship, identity politics, and societal change, often engaging with a diverse range of guests. He's in Washington today because we are also hosting a local media row across the street in the Eisenhower building, which is a testament to our commitment to bring new voices into the White House to cover the president and this administration. So, Tim, why don't you kick us off today?
Yes. Many of the news organizations that are represented in this room have marched in lockstep on false narratives, such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington smear, and now what's being called the Maryland Man hoax, where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by two different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland Man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on, following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had sit here, as well as the reporters. I'm wondering if you can comment on that unprofessional behavior, as well as elaborate if there's any plans to expand access to new companies.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a question, Tim. What in the Russian state media is going on? By bringing in new voices, do you mean bring in slapdick shills to suck the president's dick and kiss our feet? Is that what you mean, Carolyn? Just literally bringing in yes man podcasters to throw softball questions like Kenta Maeda? What the fuck is this? Also, where's the does he own a suit crowd now? New media. You know? New media. Why don't you bring me in? Carolyn, can I come? Why don't you bring me into the press room? I don't know if you'll like my questions. Here, let me test a couple out. Question 1, Carolyn. Why are podcasters in the White House press room? Question 2. Why is a Russian asset in the press room? Why is a paid Russian asset? Why is a confirmed paid Russian asset who was paid millions of dollars to push Russian propaganda? Why is he in the White House press room? Question number 3. Does Tim Pool own any other outfit? I'm pretty sure he's been wearing that Zoomies beanie and a zip-up hoodie from Kohl's for a decade straight. The guy's dressed like an employee at Hot Topic. Bro dresses like he skipped 4th period so he could sneak under the bleachers and take a rip out of a water bottle bong. You know the water bottle where did any of you ever do this back in the day? Not to age myself, but where you burn a hole in a water bottle like on the side, and then you put aluminum foil, and you poke holes in it, and then you put like shitty weed, like Reggie weed, the worst weed you've ever smoked, and then you fucking you rip it out the. Just me? Okay. I just don't understand. I just don't like. I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. Okay, let's move on to our main story. And it's powered by Metaplex, guys. I'm really excited. Today's sponsor is Metaplex. They sponsor about one episode a month, and it's always a fun one. We get to talk about crypto and the exciting world of Web3. And this week, we get to blend two of my favorite things. And I know, let me take a sip of this unbranded water while I yap. I know I just did a Pokemon episode, but Pokemon did something really exciting this week involved in Web3. And it's why we have the Gengar card here today. And we're going to talk about it. So Pokemon just released their first official digital collectible, and nobody even realizes it yet. It's time to update you on a wild week in Web3 brought to you by Metaplex. Pokemon Home just rolled out their new Medals feature in the Pokemon Home mobile app. These are actually digital collectibles powered by the Sui blockchain, and nobody really realizes it yet. It's just like, oh, look at these cool, cute new collectibles that you can get. You get like 3 free ones when you claim, to claim your. It's like, yeah, claim your first Pokemon medals. They're digital collectibles. You can trade them to friends, and for now, it's pretty limited. But this is a massive hint that Pokemon is quietly stepping into the world of true digital ownership, and it's way bigger than it looks at first glance. Okay, so right now, think of like Pokemon Go, where you like walk around and you catch Pokemon and it's like it took over the world years ago. It's still fairly big. I mean, a lot of users. And Pokemon Home is a place where you can take all the Pokemon that you catch in your games, Pokemon Go, but also like handheld Pokemon games, and they all can get put in the same place, right? So right now, let's say you catch a shiny Charizard or like a shiny Rayquaza or something super rare in Pokemon Go or Pokemon Scarlet Violet. You technically don't own that. You don't actually own it, right? Like, it's just licensed data sitting on Nintendo servers. If Nintendo ever shut it down, then it's gone, right? And I've talked about blockchain games before and how exciting blockchain is for gaming, but now it's very near and dear to my heart, and I can contextualize it for a lot of people who have played Pokemon games before or still play Pokemon. Blockchain-based collectibles change that. So in a world where Pokemon is powered by blockchain, you actually own your Pokemon. You could like sell, trade, transfer them outside of Nintendo's closed system. I mean, imagine catching a 1 of 100 super rare mythical, I don't fucking know, or like a shiny Pikachu or like just something super rare. Imagine catching that during a limited time event, and that collectible becomes a real world asset you could sell or pass down, Or if that event you went to was like a rare event, like let's say you went to like the Pokemon World Championships and you caught some crazy thing there, or like just you attended that event. It kind of like some of these medals will only be obtainable by attending real world events like tournaments, pop-ups, concerts, whatever the fuck, the Pokemon Center in Tokyo, et cetera, et cetera. And this mirrors the idea behind POAPs, they're called Proof of Attendance Protocol NFTs, which is basically like a verifiable token-based thing that verifies on chain you were at an event or at a place. And, think of it as like a digital concert ticket, if you will. And you can collect, display, or trade these limited badges. They gain value over time, right? This is really exciting to me. I mean, I think everybody has kind of hoped that Nintendo would take a step in this direction, especially like with Pokemon. And Pokemon is continuing to become a global economy, not just a game. Trainers can build portfolios of rare Pokemon like collectors do with rare cards. You can get rare medals, etc. And it's just kind of like a cool way to, you can trade them peer to peer. I think people automatically think like, oh, great, it's just going to be a way for people to like, hyper monetize. And it's like, get off your fucking soapbox, would you? Okay. Sorry, like that adults also want to try to invest and make money in this thing that they also love and spend all day doing, Anyway. So I think what's most exciting to me is like all gaming NFTs and like Web3 gaming, it just incentivizes you to play, right? It's like a pay to play thing where, like you could battle with your Pokemon NFTs, like level them up, trade them peer to peer, loan them out for online competitions. Like I might have a super strong, trained, rare, cool Pokemon, but I don't play in fucking tournaments. Now I can just fucking loan it out like a racehorse, And that's cool, man. Pokemon could be planting the seeds of like a fully decentralized ecosystem of gaming, trading, collectibles, while onboarding hundreds of millions of casual players into Web3 without them even realizing it. Because that's key. When people hear the word NFT, they're like, ugh, And they don't realize already that all these companies are moving towards Web3 because that's how it works. As the internet evolves and decentralization becomes more commonplace, it's just going to be happening. You're going to be using it and interfacing with it without even realizing it. I mean, imagine a Pokemon style game, a Pokemon Go style game where the Pokemon you catch become real tradable assets, cross game ownership. Like you can bring your rare Pokemon from Switch to mobile to AR one day to VR to future consoles. It's sick. An important thing to watch, again, they're being very careful not to say NFT publicly to avoid public backlash from people who still don't understand the technology. I'm kind of blowing the lid off that, but it's important to point out Because make no mistake, the foundation is being built for a lot of games and brands. It's being built on Web3 quietly and carefully and tactfully. Here's where Metaplex comes in. If you're looking to build your own game where gamers could acquire, trade, and evolve digital collectibles at scale, look no further than my friends over at Metaplex, because Metaplex has the infrastructure to power the future of digital ownership. They already power millions of different digital collectibles and ecosystems on Solana, right? But as more companies like Nintendo and Epic Games transition into Web3, don't be surprised when they use the Metaplex suite of tools to build out their own world. You know, Pokemon has opened the gates here to real digital ownership. And soon, millions of players will realize that they don't want to just catch them all. They want to own them all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My little Ash Ketchums and Ashita. What's a female name for Ash? Ash. I guess Ash can be like I guess it could be both male and female. Whatever. Anyway, that concludes our Metaplex segment. Thanks again, Metaplex. We'll have a few more plugs in here for you. That'll be really fun. I'm going to take a sip of unbranded water, and we're going to get to everyone's favorite segment. Bum, bum, bum. The FOH HOF. The Fuck Outta Here Hall of Fame. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you bet. You bet. It's going to be a fun one. Our first inductee. He's been in the FOH HOF a lot lately. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite people to make fun of in the entrepreneur bro world. Our good friend King Azule.
I walk into a place, you see me.
Yeah.
You feel the energy. I walk in with power.
Yeah.
I walk in, my chest is held high,
Same.
my back is straight, my handshake is very powerful.
Same.
Why? Because I come in with a lot of force, a lot of energy through the earth. I just fucking go through it.
Yep.
And I've never been scared of anything.
Yeah.
As a child, I was literally diagnosed as somebody that's fearless.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Azule. Your son tested positive for fearless. I'm so sorry. We've run tests. It's worse than we thought. He's not afraid of anything. Oh my God. Doctor, what is it? Guys, there's no easy way to say this. In my 25 years of medical practice, your son is fearless. His fear levels they're off the charts. They're not actually on the charts because they're off of the charts. Do you understand? He's fearless. He doesn't have any.
I walk into a place, you see me.
Yeah.
You feel the energy. I walk in with power.
Yeah.
I walk in, my
Look at the
chest is
beard.
held high,
Look at
my
the
back is straight, my handshake is very powerful.
Same.
Why? Because I come in with a lot of force, a lot of energy through the earth. I just fucking go
Yeah.
through it.
Yep.
And I've never been scared of anything.
Yeah.
As a child, I was literally diagnosed as somebody that's fearless.
Yeah.
He was literally diagnosed with fearless disorder. I'm pretty sure he got a different diagnosis, you know? Pretty sure he was diagnosed with something else. That's just what his parents told him to make him feel special, and he's run with it for 30 plus years. My mommy says I'm fearless. My mommy says that I'm fearless. Doctor, you need to tell him. You need to break it to him. Mr. and Mrs. Azule, the lab results just came back, and it appears your son is not Sigma. It's worse than we thought. He's unfortunately not a Sigma. This roast brought to you by Metaplex, powering builders on Solana so you too can be diagnosed with fearless disorder when building dope shit in Web3. You may not be Sigma or have Aura like King Azule here, but you do have a suite of tools and Aura nodes powering the next generation of creators, a generation born with terminal stage 4 fearless. Thanks, Metaplex. Okay, next video. Okay. For this one, we got another edition of white women being crazy. Here we go.
People have no idea where cell phones came from. So cell phones are extraterrestrial technology. Have you seen the pictures of that original Nokia phone? They're symbols instead of letters. It's ancient, thousands and thousands of years ago, but it was found. You gotta look this up. There's actual pictures. It's so cool, unless they've censored it. iPhones originally used to be called Me's. Used to be a device where certain beings could communicate with the gods, which were extraterrestrial. It's really set up for addiction, tracking and monitoring humans. And we've made our whole society around this.
I knew it. Dude, I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew Steve Jobs was an alien. And Tim Cook, look at Tim Cook. Absolutely an extraterrestrial spy. Look at him. E.T. phone home, most sexual. Relax. I'm an ally to the LGBTQIA plus community. Okay. The A stands for alien. And this is actually true because, a lot of people don't know this. iPhones used to be used to communicate with the gods. Why do you think they came up with iMessage, right? I. What's the I for? Third eye. To communicate, of course, naturally, with the aliens. Because what a lot of people don't know too, only certain beings could communicate with the gods, right? The alien gods. And that's how blue bubbles came about. That's why Steve Jobs came up with read receipts, So you could see, because obviously it's going all the way to interplanetary communications. This way you could see when God read your message, until God invented a way to turn off read receipts. So when you texted him a prayer, he could ignore you for hours and then be like, sorry, I didn't see that. Oh, my bad, dude, I didn't even see this, after your team already lost to the Knicks in Game 4. Oh, sorry, just seeing this now. Did you send this before the game ended? Fuck. Sorry about that, man. Hope you've been well. We should get coffee sometime. I mean, this clip.
People have no idea where cell phones came from. So cell phones are extraterrestrial.
People have no idea where cell phones came from. No, you have no idea. You have no idea where cell phones came from. People who know the history of cell phones know, right? But you don't, because you've maybe never looked it up. And that's I don't expect you to know off the top of your head how cell phones were created, but hey, why don't you look it up instead of going on a podcast and saying that aliens invented it? I mean, what is she?
People have no idea where cell phones came from. So cell phones are extraterrestrial technology. Have you seen the pictures of that original Nokia phone? They're symbols instead of letters. It's ancient, thousands and thousands of years ago, but it was found. You gotta look this up. There's actual pictures. It's so cool, unless they've censored it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find anything. Big cell phone must have censored it. The aliens must have wiped all the proof off the internet. Fuck. I can't believe I didn't see this in time for them to have censored all of the ancient technology Nokia pics. And she just put a black and white filter on these photos to prove that they're ancient technology, Yeah, look at this black and white photo of this Nokia phone. Proof that they're ancient. Yeah, dude. Nextel. I mean, think about Nextel, right? Nextel. Next to tell what? The aliens where we're located. And that's why if you look at Nokia, if you look at the old Nokia phones, the QWERTY keyboard You know, why is the QWERTY keyboard so weird? It's because QWERTY is actually the language that's spoken by the ancient gods, the ancient alien gods. Yeah, they speak QWERTY to each other. And so like when you have to like send, you know, like instead of saying C, you have to say 1 3 times to get a C, right? So it's like 111 is C. So that's how they used to talk to each other. And that's why, you know, cell phones, because cell phones are an ancient technology. Cell phones, that's ancient technology. But my friends over at Metaplex are working on the future of technology, powering creators and builders on the Solana blockchain. Take that, Steve Jobs, you fucking alien piece of shit. I know you're up there looking down on me from your fucking whatever planet you're on. Okay, last video. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, just in Black Mirror news, we've got about the most dystopian capitalistic hellscape video I've seen in the past couple of months. Here we go.
School might have this, but what it really needs is this. This is a dry erase glass board that's bulletproof. This is the Tag Mobile by Titan Armor. Can defeat AR-10, AR-15, shotguns, handguns. Perfect protection for schools for an entryway, vestibule, or your classroom. You as an SRO can use this as a mobile shield. Down a hallway, if an active shooter has a long gun, you can engage this. We specialize in the bulletproof products that protect what matters most, your family. Give us a call.
Fuck yeah, dude. Chet, I've got an idea. Write this down. Let's start a business and profit off school shootings. Think of the opportunity. I mean, about 4 million students are exposed to school shootings a year in the United States. Why not monetize that? The solution? Bulletproof teacher supplies. Yeah. Teachers have to buy these, by the way, because I don't know if you know this, but teachers have to buy their own supplies. So teachers may be making borderline minimum wage, but they're still consumers, baby. And they got to protect their students. Hey, Sharks, today we're seeking $5 million at 15% equity for our business, Bulletproof Boards. The dry erase markers they're actually tranquilizer darts to neutralize the shooter. Why pass legislation to stop school shootings and actually protect our children when we can monetize it with the weapon-powered military-industrial complex? Yeah, I can't wait for the limited edition Lockheed Martin Alphabet building blocks that double as stun grenades. Or the Northrop Grumman anti-gunman Fun Man footballs for recess that also double as stun grenades. 500 dead or alive. I got a little dark, sorry. But not as dark as the new Raytheon Bulletproof Blackboard. You know, when you want that old school feel while defending your students from an incel with an assault rifle. Raytheon. This ad brought to you by Raytheon. Greatest country on earth, baby. Should have put a fucking American eagle, bald eagle in the corner of that whiteboard. A government that won't make sure all kids have lunches, but will make sure all teaching supplies are actually secret gadgets like a James Bond movie. Just turning each classroom into the Batcave. Fucking unbelievable, dude. What the fuck? You know what, guys? We have time this week for a Just Ask Gino. I haven't done these in a few episodes. And usually it's because they're so jam-packed. But we got a little bit of extra time, and I got a great question this week. And you guys know I'm really pushing that Pokemon agenda on the show. I started my Pokemon collection Instagram page. Pokemaster Gino on Instagram. Go ahead and check that out. And I got a question from JC this week who said, I'm interested in getting into Pokemon card collecting. For someone new and just starting out, where do I begin? So very loaded, complex answer that doesn't really have there's no right answer to this. I guess I'll just give you like some things that I've learned in my journey, right? And this goes for like collecting anything, I guess, but really for Pokemon cards especially. First, you need to identify if you're looking to collect or if you're looking to gamble and like to sell and like, because there's a whole market for that, obviously. If you're looking to like rip modern packs and like try to get a chase card, in most cases, instead of spending like hundreds of dollars to try to get like $100 card, just buy the fucking card you want. If you want like the thrill and the chase though, then yeah, go for it. But it's hard to get your hands on like modern product right now. If you are looking for like someone to buy packs from just because you want to buy them, even if it's a little bit over market, I know a couple people that do that and like do it at affordable rates. So just hit me. But I would say like if you're looking to buy graded cards, which is what I normally do, because I collect and like I'm not really, I think a lot of the modern stuff is like overpriced and kind of overhyped right now in the hype cycle. The stuff that really holds value, even when the market crashed years ago, the vintage that I bought held really well. And the vintage also, because it's so limited and old and hard to find, has the highest ceiling, and so I would say if you're buying graded cards like for your personal collection and as an investment, only buy 10s, like only buy PSA 10s. I would say generally right now, I would just buy PSA also. I love tag, but like I think it's kind of more of a gamble because the market doesn't really know how to price it yet. CGC is going to be cheaper. So like if you're buying for your own personal collection, just because like, oh, I want this card and like I want it graded and like then whatever, buy an 8, buy a CGC 10 or a 9. It's a lot cheaper. You can get more cool cards. But if you want like cards that are going to really hold value and appreciate far greater, just buy a fucking PSA 10. An early mistake I made, like this Gengar, for example, I bought a PSA 9 because it's like my favorite Pokemon, obviously. Sorry, Pikachu. And I wanted a first edition and I wanted a mint first edition. And I bought a 9 because it was so much cheaper than a 10. And I'm like, well, it's still mint, And I think I probably paid like $800 for this, maybe $700 for this. And it's probably worth like, I don't know, I'd have to check. Maybe $1,500, $1,600 right now, maybe a little bit more. But a Gengar PSA 10 at the time was maybe like $3,000. And now it's like $10,000. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? Many such cases. So if you have any like specific questions, feel free to hit me. Also, my last piece of advice, just do a bunch of research, watch a bunch of videos, mainly because like there's so many cool cards and like it's such a rich history to check out that it's just, you should be informed on what you're buying always, no matter what, whether you're buying stocks or crypto or fucking real estate or whatever. Like know what you're buying. Okay. Because you can take a bunch of L's, and I've done plenty of that in general with buying and investing stuff over the years that I've learned. So yeah, if you have any specific questions about Pokemon, you can only ask me on Pokemaster Gino Instagram. So hit me on there if you have questions and I will happily answer. And guys, that is going to conclude our episode this week. I want to thank Metaplex, our sponsor this week, for sponsoring the show. I want to thank Beyonce for sponsoring my success in the music business. Thank you so much, Beyonce. I owe my entire career to you. And I want to thank God. Hold on. Let me just quickly shoot God a text on my ancient alien technology device. Thank you so much. And can the Pistons please win in game 7? Win in 7 games. Win the next 3 games. Okay. Well, he hasn't read it yet. He actually hasn't read my last 5 or 6 messages, but hopefully he does get to those soon. Thank you. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit that like button, smash the fuck out of that subscribe button. send it to a loved one or arch nemesis. And if you're watching on YouTube like you should be, isn't that right, Gengar? Isn't that right, Gengar? Make sure you tap that like button, smash the fuck out of that subscribe button, just like a silverback gorilla would smash the face of 100 men. And grease up that algorithm by leaving a comment because, well, of course, naturally, you're an oil man. And until next week, as the world continues to crumble and we slip into a authoritarian dystopian hellscape, good night and good luck.
Everybody listen close. There's a brand new show that you got.
Pikachu, what's the name of that show that you gotta know? Right, and with who?
Gino.
That's me.
It's gonna get you moving, get you in the zone. Good luck, good vibes, good times. With Gino by your side, you'll be feeling fine. Every week, he's gonna bring the hype. Woo! So come on, let's go. Tune in all night. Good luck, good vibes, good times. With Gino, it's gonna be a real delight. So get ready to laugh, learn and roll. Good luck, let's go.
Bitch.